that we. And I forgot what I assigned you, but I know that it was like, wasn't it like pick 5 of the 6 I said? Or odds by the I can't remember. So, do you see anything I could work on, help you out? Yeah. 9? Yeah. Okay, so first thing you have to recognize is this is its own entity. So that doesn't mean we have an x and a 6. It means we have x plus 6 as a whole quantity. So we're going to have 3x, x plus 6. That's what our denominator will become. Okay? So I'm going to multiply this one by 3x and 3x. I'm going to multiply this one by x and x plus 6. And I'm going to multiply this one by x plus 6 and x plus 6. Do you feel comfortable with what I've done so far? Okay. So theoretically, this is being multiplied by all 3 of those terms. So, you know, yeah, that's right. So this is going to cancel out, you know, because I'm basically multiplying by that. So I'm going to get 2x plus 12 for that first one, plus everything here is going to cancel out because, again, we're multiplying by this. So I'm going to make this 2x squared plus 12x. And then this would have canceled out because of that. And so that's going to give me 24x. Does that seem okay with the math? Ooh, email. What do we have? Something good. Chris Stirrup, you are a jerk. Okay. Yeah, it happens. So let's combine like terms. So I have 2x squared plus 14x plus 12 equals 24x. Subtract 24x from both sides. So that would get me minus 10x plus 12. Divide everything by 0, or take that back, divide everything by 2. And then this is going to factor to x minus 2 and x minus 3. So x equals 2, x equals 3. Double check if I plug 2 or 3 in there, that's going to work. Nothing to plug on the second one. If I plug 2 or 3 in there, it's going to work. So both of those are going to be my answer. Okay. If this was a problem on the capstone, have the left side be y equals and have the right side be y equals, and graph the two and see where the 2 of them intersect. Does that make sense? If we're doing it on a regular pencil paper test and I'm not letting you use a calculator to graph, I'm kind of hoping you can factor for me. What else would you like to see from the homework? Anything else sticking out? Or did I just do the most amazing job ever? Good in the hood? Sure? No fibbing? All right, so I'm going to finish up. Let's see, we did these notes. I'm still in 11C notes. So I did all of those notes, I believe. But then we have the complex fraction. I didn't teach it one because I would have had to rush through it. Plus, I know there's lots and lots going on, so I hope you forgive me for not giving you a tremendous amount of homework. So a fraction divided by a fraction is going to become times the reciprocal of the very bottom. Check to see if anything will reduce. 2 and 3 won't. 2 and 1 won't. 5 and 3 and 5 and 1 won't. So top to top is 10. Bottom to bottom is 3. Please don't turn things into mixed numbers. That's pretty okay, yes? Can I move on from that real complex, ugly, horrible fraction? All right. Those are just some guidelines. Let's see what we got. Okay, we're going to move down this page. All right. So when we come across a problem like this, you're going to take care of the top part first. So 1 is the same thing as 3 over 3. That'll be our common denominator. So we're going to get x plus 3 on top over 3. That takes care of the top. Let's take care of the bottom. I'm going to turn 1 into 2 over 2 because that's my common denominator. So I'd get, and I'm going to do something here. Let's see if you can see what I did. So this would have been 2 minus x. Agreed? It's pretty wise to make sure your letter, your variable, is positive. So I factored out a -1. So rather than having a negative x, I have a negative up front, then I have a positive x. Rather than a positive 2, I have a -2. Okay? And that'll just help you along the way. It wouldn't be necessarily incorrect if you left it as 2 minus x, but perhaps it might factor. If it does factor, that means that we're going to get a negative as part of the answer. So I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. So x plus 3 will not factor over 3 times 2 over negative x minus 2. Doesn't look like anything's going to cancel out, so my answer is going to be negative 2x plus 3. There's no reason to distribute over. And 3x minus 2. And this is going to sound really goofy. Notice I put the negative in the middle. I could have had the negative up top. So if I had this, x over y, or if I had this, or if I had this, those all mean the exact same thing. And I know it sounds goofy, but I can assure you there's somebody at some point that doesn't realize why the negative goes to the top, to the bottom. The only reason the negative wound up here was when we started using computers to create problems. Okay, so that, it's not wrong if you have the negative up on top or bottom or in the middle of the two. Seem okay? Toughest stuff ever, huh? All right, that it? That was it? All right, that can't be it. So I'm taking a look at number 18 in our book. So I need you to talk me through how I'm going to do this problem. All right, so what's my common denominator here? What's my common denominator on the green part? X. So I'm going to get 2x over x plus 1 over x, which indeed turns into 2x plus 1. That can be factored, so put it in parentheses, over x. Is that okay? And then on bottom, what's my common denominator on that one? 2x? Good. So I'm going to multiply both top and bottom by 2x and 2x. So I get 6x over 2x, do not reduce it, minus 5 over 2x, which then gives me 6x minus 5 over 2x. When we multiply by the reciprocal, I'm going to flip this one over. Times 2x over 6x minus 5. And this is one that's real easy to make the error on, but you have to realize those x's reduce, nothing else will. So I'm going to get 2 parentheses 2x plus 1 on top and 6x minus 5 on bottom. Is that all right? So complex fractions, if you take your time, I can assure you, you can get through them pretty easily. If you're like some of my other students in some of my other classes, they try and do too many things at once. I had a student tell me yesterday, I could do the quadratic formula in my head. I hate to tell you this there, Pythagoras, but you might be in the wrong class if you can truly do it in your head. So, seem okay? Questions? You can, but it's not necessary to do. If I had a multiple choice test, I would have that green answer, but I wouldn't have like 4x plus 2 as another answer. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, so what I want you to do is I would like you to finish 11C, and I'd like you to make sure you do 19 through 23, all the rest. So all of those. So you have the rest of the period to work on it? Yeah. 20. Yeah. So I'll come back to that. Number 20 looks like this. 2 over x squared plus 5, 1 over, oops. 1 over 5x over 3x minus 1 minus 5 over x squared minus 1. So let's take care of this first. My common denominator will be 5x squared. So I'm going to multiply this by 5 and 5, so that gives me 10 on top there. I'm going to multiply this by x and x, so that gives me x. You might want to flip-flop that, not that it's wrong if it's 10 plus x, but just in case it factors. So that's the first part. Then let's take care of the bottom. You have to recognize that this is the difference of 2 squares, so that's x plus 1, x minus 1. So that's going to be my denominator of this one. So I'm going to multiply this by x plus 1 and x plus 1. So let's distribute that over. So I'm going to get 3x plus 3 on top minus 5. So 3x minus 3, or 3x plus 3 minus 5 is going to be 3x minus 2. That will not factor, so I'll put it in parentheses. So I'm going to take the reciprocal of this. So I have x plus 10 over 5x squared times x plus 1, x minus 1 over 3x minus 2. That won't factor, so that's in parentheses. So my entire answer, because we're multiplying, will be x plus 10, x plus 1, x minus 1 over 5x, 3x minus 2. And notice I'm not multiplying anything over. I'm just leaving it as is. Okay? Cool. So 11C, 8 or 19 through 23. And what I have planned, let's see, today is Tuesday. I will do D on Wednesday. I will do E on Thursday. And then we have a quiz on Friday, which would be 11A through E. Sound like plan? Hiccup me. Whew, excuse me. So if you need any help, happy to help you. If not, I'm going to stop